Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
As you can all tell, Emily, still plague-ridden.
Maha.
So, let's just get right into things, because we're a little late getting started. And now I'm going to take the opportunity to pick on the player who hasn't been here very much in the past few days.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
So, let's give you a chance to explain, to do a little... So, Akviss, it's been about 12 days that you've been here at the Alistair Crowley estate.
Okay.
It's Fizzle's house of bitches.
AKA now Fizzle's House of Bitches. It's now in graffiti on the side.
I'm honored.
Nice.
You are having a nap with the Vitasai.
The fit is high.
The Vitasai. And you begin to dream again.
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
Tell me,
Yay!
Josh, what am I dreaming about?
Dicks.
You're in a forest. No, it's not Dick.
Ooh, I bet it's a
Dick
happy.
Forest.
You are in a clearing of a forest.
Ooh,
Okay.
Though strangely, you are sitting in a velvet-backed chair with hardwood armrest. It's one of those, kind of French affairs. Lots of sweeping carpentry and leaf motifs. You also realize that you cannot move, for you are tied to the chair.
How am I tied? Is it ropes, chains, vines, rock?
Pink
You're
haircut.
tied with ropes.
Are they at an angle that I could get my claws into them?
No,
Are the Vidusai with me?
no,
Is there any give in the rope?
no.
Does it actually appear to be rope, or is it some magical rope?
It appears to be made of your Freudian psychological issues.
Just because my scales are shiny doesn't mean Fizzle can call people on them.
But she did. She
Oh.
called them on your boobs.
No, wait, we're having a crisis.
Some mammogram.
You also realize that you cannot speak, for you are gagged.
Does
Horizontally.
the gag taste like anything?
No, it tastes like very old cloth, and it doesn't really... It's hard to taste, considering it's basically vertically binding your muzzle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not jammed in your mouth.
I've been muzzled.
Yeah, you're not like cleave gagged. You're not cleave gagged. This isn't a damsel in distress session. But as you become aware of things, you become aware that across from you is another chair with another similarly bound. It's someone of significance, but you, for some reason, don't remember quite their name.
What race are they?
Vayashino. Someone from your childhood, someone whose name you've forgotten, but
It's
the memory of them is familiar and important.
Can I prescience to try and figure that one out?
I mean, you'd
Or
just be
perception?
answering your own. You'd just be answering your own question. I don't have a name for this person. You do.
I do.
Yes, you can name him whatever you want.
Oh!
The name selection screen.
Wait, hold on. I wasn't prepared for this.
This is my grandson, blank.
Hold on a minute. Would you like a pronounceable name, Josh?
You can name it whatever you want.
He shall be Maush. M-A-U-S-H.
Maush. Okay. Into the DM's notes it goes.
I need to write this down. Hang on. Okay, so Maush.
Okay. Out of the corner of your peripheral vision, you see something shiny and polished. You realize it's the blade of a knife. As your patron walks in, carrying a knife. I think it's time for another one of our little...
Are my legs bound?
Yep.
Okay, carry on.
Tail 2. Just in case.
I cannot the habitual tail swish. Or attempt tail swish.
Akviss, let me ask you a simple question. Do you know what the hardest part of a hostage situation?
I make a sound through my gag. Or muzzle.
He eases the knife flat of the blade down and flicks the bit of cloth off.
Mm-hmm.
Come now, it's an honest question.
What is the hardest part?
You can't keep your kidnapped. The hostage ties evidence back to you. And with that, he walks behind Maush, draws the knife across his throat.
Get your hands off of him.
And neatly severs severs his jugular and his throat and sprays you with blood.
Oh no, they killed your dream boyfriend.
Damn it, Emily.
And with the blood hitting your face, or the image of it, you wake up.
Can I claim that I have come awake screaming profanities on the floor?
Yes.
Then it is so.
Tippy, your room's just down the hall from Akviss's room. You hear screaming of profanities.
Okay. Weapons out, and I'm gonna go running, preparing for a fight.
Is there
Actually-
anything on my face?
Actually, rewind a bit, because I just remembered we can tie this into how the episode last left. So Tippy and Mulgarian are in the hall, just as Mulgarian had shouted out for Fizzle and was told to shut the fuck. And this is when Tippy hears screaming and profanities down the hall.
And then I will take out my weapon and charge towards the sound.
Akviss found her new roommate.
In the corner of the room, looking quite frightened, clutching a feather duster, is an invisible woman in a French maid outfit.
So all there is a French maid outfit?
Bingo!
And there's also one of Fizzle's girls probably in there. So Akviss wouldn't be lonely.
But there's no windows. Oh, so Akviss wouldn't be lonely. Got it.
Hold on. Is there any physical evidence from the dream?
No.
Are both Vidusai in the room?
Yes. They are beside you, trying to help you up.
I will claw claw my way to my feet. Looking around me, trying to, like, reorient.
That slightly broken woman statue that seems to be moving wasn't there before.
Where am I? What time is it?
The maid outfit points her feather duster to a water clock on the wall. It's evening. 13th day that you've been here. And Tippy, what do? You're now at Akviss's door.
I'm gonna come bursting through.
Avidisai scatters as the door swings open or swings inward.
There's a strangled squeak from the Vidisai. And Akviss curses again and falls over onto the bed.
Bulgarian is gonna be walking in shortly right behind Tippy, and he's got his sword in his hand, and then he steps in. He's just gonna kind of look around, and after seeing there's nothing weird except for yet another freaking elementalish looking thing, he's just gonna look at Akviss.
Akviss will look back.
Tippy is just darting around, looking all around the room, looking for what caused the commotion, or caused Akviss to make that commotion.
There is nothing here. Nothing tangible or physical at any rate.
That happened again.
Yes. Different this time. Not the caldera.
Malgarian's gonna sheath the sword again and just fold his arms across his chest. It's alright for the moment, Tippy.
And I'll mouth the name kind of under my breath, just shaping the syllables.
As you do, the question answers echoes in your memory. What's the hardest part of a kidnapping?
I can't quite shake it. As if there's something amiss here.
Fizzle comes zooming in like, don't touch my girls! Oh, no one's attacking. Okay, never mind. Back to what you're doing. Back to what you're doing.
False alarm.
She's here to be your friend.
The statue grates and rumbles.
I am going to close my eyes and kind of try and reach within myself to that echoing question and to the dreamscape and just kind of send a question back out into the multiverse. Not really expecting an answer, just kind of trying to put it out there. Is this a trap or is this a challenge? Trying to bring me home? What the fuck do you want with me?
You don't get an answer, but dwelling on the dream seems to bring some of the details of it in clearer. You remember the forest a little more clearly, and you realize that it is a place you remember.
Is it on my home plane?
No.
Oh. Um. Hmm. the forest we started this game in.
Mhm.
Margonda? No.
Maragondo was its name. Yeah.
I'm not imagining things. Is it Margonda?
Yeah. You remember it. You ran through this forest.
In recalling the dream, can I sense anything like a spark in Mausch?
No. You do remember the scent of his blood very, very firmly, though. Or I should say their blood. We never defined a gender.
Perhaps it is just a dream, Malgarian. But perhaps it is something more.
Given the nature of your issue, if it's in any way, if it's similar, I doubt that it's just a dream.
When the patron of my condition has traversed from the plains of Asgol to the forests of Morganda, we might begin to be concerned about something stirring where it should not.
Do you think that it escaped, or do you think that it's simply using your memory as a backdrop? What happened in the dream? Because from what it sounded like the last time that you had one, that seemed to be significant.
A forest clearing in Morganda, and a childhood friend. Tell me, Malgarian, what is the hardest part of a kidnapping situation?
He kind of narrows his eyes at that point, and
That's easy. Not hitting the hostage when you shoot everybody.
he kind of half turns to Fizzle, or realizing that there's a hostage situation in the first place. We haven't been able to hear from crap. Cassie, what was your planeswalker's name again? Yeah, we haven't heard from Amatrine since Muraganda. And all we know is that she darted into the woods after something, right? I wasn't there. You all chased somebody.
Josh, you bastard. I'm going to very quickly describe the entire scene to Malgarian, and Tippy and Fizzle, who are standing right there, I guess. From the velvet purple chair with the wooden arms. You did say velvet purple, right?
It's velvet. I didn't define a color because Akviss probably couldn't see what color to.
Okay, so from the velvet chair with the wooden arms to the ropes to Mausch and his death. The scent of his blood on my lips and my skin still, though I know it is all in my head, is disconcerting to say the least.
So ultimately, what we have to try to determine then is your patron trying to give you a direction for something to look into, or simply information of things that have already happened.
Or a threat.
Or a threat. But what does he have to threaten you about?
Wait.
Wait, why is your patron threatening you?
He's an asshole.
So wait, your friend's name is Mouth?
Mausch.
Mouth.
Shh. Shh. There are no teeth. Just Mausch.
Well, I mean, I can tell. You don't have any teeth. You're a lizard.
I bare my fangs.
Oh, I was wrong. Do lizards have teeth? That doesn't seem right.
At this point, Malgarian just gonna flick the very, very tip of the pixie's ear,
You know, something super mean to say there would be, do pixies have wings?
Right? Thanks. He's gonna flick the tip of the pixie's ear, and then he's just gonna say, "We should try and see if Amatrine managed to find what she was after, or if either she didn't and she failed, then calling her mirror is only tilt a hand."
Alright, polish up Akviss's chest again. We're gonna make some phone calls.
I look
After we deal with
vaguely
your issue,
displeased.
because if we end up giving away where we are with this call, then we need to be able to leave, which means we need to finish your thing first.
He has a point.
Niyazumi.
Fuck you. It's not my name anymore.
Oh, no, it's not. And also, you would never fuck me. But that's not the point. The point is, that is all they know you by. And they tried to say that you needed to go visit your mother. Or Niyazumi needed to. And that would be all it would take to go get your Lotus.
Well, that's a lie.
Is it a lie, or do you think that he was hiding something?
Close enough. I mean, it's either an outright lie or a half truth. It's not going to be that simple. It's never that simple.
Of course not. Just like how finding a door and a key and what the third thing was is not going to be just as simple.
A door, a key, and escorting a friend.
Mm-hmm. Which is, of course, likely all a trap from beginning to end. Where's Jing? At this point, Malgarian's just going to look over at the maid and be like, "Would you please go get the furry Kitsune one and bring him over here, please?"
From the way that the dress shifts, you think it nods. Can't really see it. Well, no, she has a headband. So yes, you see the headband nod, and then she walks out, heels clicking as she heads down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Jing, where are you at?
Probably taking a nap after doing all that statue moving.
Pick a number of room.
The one where I won't get screamed at by the former female occupant.
Okay, that's 4 or 14.
Does it matter?
It doesn't really.
Fuck it, you're gonna be there, so that way you didn't wake up when all the screaming happened.
Okay.
There are 2 14s.
Yeah, I still don't have the key for this place. So Jing, in your nap, you start feeling something tickle your nose. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. A little more firmly. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Jing will sneeze really hard and probably like a little bit of lightning comes out.
The air elemental catches it, for she is made of this.
What?
For the first time ever, she speaks, and it becomes obvious why she speaks, or why she's silent 90% of the time. She speaks in a voice that sounds like a barely audible whisper of the breeze through reeds. And she simply says, "Your friends need you."
Speak up, miss. My hearing is what it used to be.
I can't.
What?
I can't.
What?
She pokes you hard with the handle of the feather duster.
Ow!
Don't make me get the paddle.
Oh my.
Still have no idea what you're saying, but just lead me to what you want. Whatever.
She nods and helps you and leads you to the rest of the group, who are discussing.
They are disgusting. Wait. Did you say disgusting? Or disgusting?
I'm just going to let that result in natural consequences on its own.
I was joking.
So, we're all now crowded into Akviss's room.
Two's a party, 3 is a crowd.
What does that adage say about 7?
7 cents?
Now's not the time for
Shrugs.
planning a good time.
Hey! You're ignoring one of my girls. There's 8 of us in here. Don't be rude.
Where did you even find that?
They were in the basement.
Hmm.
The maid is also there, making 9. She's dusting off one of Fizzle's.
Tippy's gonna make her way out. That's way too many people in a room.
Then I guess Tippy doesn't get.
Why are we all crowded?
Malgarian, like as she's walking past, Malgarian grabs her shoulder and turns her back around, and then the hand on the small of her back guides her right back in. We need to figure out what we're doing.
Is there not a more comfortable place we can sit and talk instead of this one room?
Not really.
Also, what does Akviss wear to bed?
I mean, there are all kinds of rooms.
She's a lizard. She has scales. She's standing around in just her scales.
And we could perhaps let the necromancer get dressed before we reconvene.
No, this is
I
fine.
lift one shoulder. Doesn't bug me.
You can't even see her, Cloaca.
She has a point.
Perhaps you can't.
I raise one eyebrow.
What are you doing, Jing?
Just one eyebrow.
Trying not to stare at the necromancer's cloaca, which is why I wish she would put some pants on.
The Vidusi position themselves strategically. The one that was once a wolf wags his tail.
Am I the only one in this group without any nudist tendencies?
I
Yes.
had no idea you were such a pervert, Jing.
And there it comes.
No, I hope not.
A well-educated man of culture, and this is what you take offense to? I thought scholars were more open-minded.
Yeah, you went to college, right?
Only in freshman year.
I don't know what kind of college you went to, but mine was very proper and no one was naked. Can we talk about something else now?
Clearly, you went to the wrong one.
I learned all the things I wanted to learn
Oh, did you?
at the time. There's
At the time. My first year of college, I partied so hard they kicked me out.
I killed a man.
Neither of those things surprise me in the least. I am surprised you both went to college.
College is a relative term. Does not quite translate.
What exactly counts for college in the line of the necromancer wizard?
Most of us are not necromancers.
Aren't you?
Bladesmen. But that is neither here nor there. Bulgarian.
Nothing we've said for the past half hour has been here or there. I'm just making conversation at this point. Bulgarian appears to have given up. I don't blame him.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
We need to figure out what we're going to do about this Lotus situation so that then we can try and further figure out our next issue.
I see no reason not to open the door the Green Man has offered us.
Other than the fact that it is just as likely a trap as the vampires might have had. Because, to be honest, as much as I don't trust that Fizzle's outlook is not biased towards her absolute disdain for her prior people, every word that the Green Man said was edged.
They're assholes. All of them. All of them are.
Which he outright admitted himself that he is he did everything but say that he is out to try and screw us over. And so, the best suggestion that I can think of off the top of my head is, Jing, you've been working on trying to become better at your teleporting.
Always.
How far can you go?
Distance is still something of an issue. Jing will begin to rattle science jargon that I'm too tired to make up.
And he immediately just puts up a hand and says, teleporting as far as you can, over and over again, how hard would it be for you to get to the ring? And can you bring anyone with you when you do it?
Okay, I actually need to ask the GM here. Heightened invocation says it can increase the range of the effect. Now, for the purposes of teleportation, does that mean I can teleport that much further, or I can teleport something that much further? Like, I can reach out half a mile and grab something from there, or...
I believe it would be defined by the teleportation effect. Are you trying to teleport something to you, or are you trying to send yourself there? It could easily go both ways. It's just a matter of distance.
If it can go both ways, then... For a quick jump, I can move about 30 feet, and do that twice, maybe 3 times, before he could blink. But if I have time to perform a ritual, I can go about half a mile. And I could probably bring you with me.
And how... Okay, so half a mile and take somebody with you. So with how far away the ring is, how long would that take then?
1 minute.
So you'd be able to get there in one go?
If all goes according to plan, yes.
And you
If
could
it fails, we just won't go anywhere.
Okay. And you could bring Fizzle with you.
I could bring probably 3 people with me easily.
Fizzle, you know what these plants look like. And you can make people invisible.
Uh-huh.
How about you two go on a walk?
I want to steal.
Yes, that...
It's metaphorical, Fizzle.
Besides that, you don't walk anywhere, obviously. Yes, go steal the damn flower.
Poor Malgarian.
That was a good line.
I knew what you meant, Malgarian. That look on your face, that's why I said it.
Good to know. Well,
There
while
is
you
th-
go piss off your mother, I'm going to go back to the Lex. Have fun. And he's gonna start heading out of the room.
There is still the matter of getting back.
You'll be invisible.
Run real fast.
You'll be
Jing.
invisible.
real
Teleport back
fast.
out.
Now, hold on, how am I invisible?
Me. Weren't you listening?
All right.
Right.
At this point, he stops in the doorway, and he kind of like his shoulders are not so much slumped as like he's resigned, and he turns back around towards the room. Multi-step plan. Step 1, you begin casting your teleportation. Before you finish it, Fizzle makes you both invisible. You teleport to the ring. You help Fizzle find a flower. While you're both invisible, and then after locating a flower or two, without destroying any of them, Fizzle, because it probably destroy the ring and the rest of this plane along with it, you teleport back out, and since this should only have you in the forest for at most a couple of minutes, you should not have any problems.
You are also somewhat assuming, aren't you, that the Fae have no means to detect us besides sight? They're forest, you know.
If they have something set up over that broad of an area to passively negate all forms of invisibility, our only other option would be to launch a full-scale assault against this forest and attempt to burn it down,
I like that plan.
which would destroy the flowers.
Worth it.
They don't need to detect the entire forest. They know what we want.
Damn it, Jing's making a good point. I mean, go Jing, buddy. That's a good point.
I appreciate your unending support.
Support?
Well, then the alternative is we simply ignore it and then we find an alternative route.
I'm willing to make the attempt. I'm just saying, you're the ones who have to rescue me if the Fae come. You will
Nah,
rescue the Fae
You'll
come,
be
right?
with me. You'll be with me the whole time. So, they will probably just execute.
That seems less likely.
That was a laugh I also needed.
Your support is matched only by your capability of reassurance. All right, well, if you don't hear from us in 24 hours, we jump to another plane to escape execution.
As I was going to say that, yes, if we don't hear from you within half an hour of you going on this little field trip, I assume that we would just see you tomorrow when you planeswalk back. Because if they do capture you, we simply planeswalk away and then planeswalk back.
Matt really doesn't want to do any puzzles.
We're an entire party of people that are not built for puzzles. Because the entire game up to this point has been, we need to punch it in the face.
Let's just be very clear that we used Vidus as a divining rod to avoid
Our
puzzles.
new party name is Dick Punches for everyone.
No, it's noted. Avoid Faye in the future.
I do want to say, open a door is not a puzzle by my standards.
It's not opening the door, it's how you have to open the door.
Well, I can teleport through doors, so I don't even need to open it.
Are you sure about that?
No.
So, the plan begins. Fizzle and Jing are going to do a ritual, teleport to the ring, and attempt to obtain a flower.
And Malgarian's gonna go get laid.
What are Tippy and Akviss going to do?
Can we switch jobs?
Contemplate the world.
What about Tippy? Jimmy, what about Tippy?
Honestly, I don't know. I think after the crowded room and everybody's starting to go their own way, she'd probably just end up going her own way.
You're
She's
cutting
not
out
too
super
happy.
hard.
Yeah. She's not too thrilled that the green man isn't being as trusted as she thinks he should. But, whatever. So I think she's just gonna kind of stay off to herself for a minute.
Okay. So, where are you guys teleporting from?
You'll need to take me as close to exactly one half from the gear as you possibly can. Anywhere on the radius is fine. What?
I think that'd probably be the edge of town. That would be as close as you could probably get, unless you were standing at the edge of the forest.
Well, it's a matter of being exactly half a mile away, because apparently teleporting is really finicky like that.
Alrighty.
So what is it? Is the rules of it like if you teleport into a wall, you teleport into a wall?
No, it does spit you out in the nearest area, but it just says if you teleport over great distances, like over a course of miles, you have to go exactly that distance, exactly 1 mile, exactly 2 miles, exactly 3 miles. You can't go like up a quarter of a mile or a quarter of a mile and 20 feet.
Hmm. I mean, good to know that, American Standard is apparently a universal constant.
Just like English.
Oh, sorry, I sent you a thing.
And are you going in teleporting invisible, or are you going to invoke the invisibility after you?
That's up to Fizzle, I guess. I would think before we jump. If she can maintain it on both of us.
I mean, if you want to be invisible first, we can do that.
There's no advantage I can think of to turning invisible after we jump.
Roll to invoke invisibility.
What was that again?
Whatever.
Believe it was energy. Hang on, let me check.
You can do it with either alteration or influence.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
So you're gonna need to Hail Mary it.
I mean, to be fair, you could just keep rolling.
It's true. She could just keep rolling.
True, she could just keep rolling.
Take a 20.
Take a 20. Since you do have infinite time to... Okay, well, that
It's gonna take a whole minute, 2 minutes.
took her 3 attempts, but she got it. She got the rank 5-1, or the power level 5-1, I believe.
At a 22?
No, wait, hang on, sorry. My brain is not cooperating. It forgot the formula for determining power level. It's 10 plus the power level plus 2. Wasn't that it?
Yes, 10 plus power level plus 2.
So yeah, 5 would be 17, and the 6... Yeah, she's got power level 6. That's just the maximum it can be. Advantage 5 to hide, plus 5 to guard against ranged melee attacks, minus 4 to guards targets that can't see you.
Wait, that's all invisibility does? Like, it doesn't actually make you invisible?
The target vanishes from the visible spectrum either by bending light, creating an illusion, or stepping into an extra-dimensional space between the fabric of planes. Yes, you are.
Okay.
But as far as mechanically, yes, it's advantage 5 to hide, plus 5 to guard against ranged melee attacks, and minus 4 to guard when you're attacking targets that can't see.
Okay. I mean, it is still quite a bit. I was just like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So you're invisible. Pretty invisible. You disappear from sight like the frickin' Predator.
Let's do this shit.
Very well, be patient. Jing will commence the ritual by slitting each of his hands with a knife. After which he kind of pulls them out like a Buddha and dips the ends of his tails in. in the blood, so that he can start making a sigil around himself.
Messy.
Oh man, Ariana's gonna hate you.
What?
The maid pokes her headband in, shakes a dainty armband, goes to get a mop.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm fairly certain that the energy reduction of the teleportation will burn this blood up.
But then she'll have to clean up scorch marks.
Well, we can't all have nice things. Now silence. I need to work on getting you into enemy territory alone.
Uh-huh.
So after a full minute has passed, Jing will recite a small incantation that I can't make up right now because I'm stupid. But I had a really good one for attacking with it. Movement. I'm gonna roll movement.
Go for it.
I can't roll good things.
You have plenty of legend points. You can go ahead and use.
I guess just for the sake of not looking stupid. I do
Which
remember.
reminds me, I didn't do the thing I said I was going to do and give you all like tons of legend points for all the roll last time.
Oh, I do also have advantage 3 on this because my moon focus.
Roll that as well.
That's better.
Fizzle, you're covered in legend points. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's all sticky.
So a very thin curtain of blood just shoots straight up in a tube, and when it passes and explodes, both gone, leaving only the smell of ozone.
Sticky.
Jing, never let it be said that your magic isn't weird.
It's a simple blood ritual to bolster my abilities of teleportation. It's necessary to fold the wrinkles between the yada 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 decobabble. I'm so tired tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I should be doing better than this. Oh, that's
Tea party.
So you hang on, that guy shouldn't already be there. So Jing and Fizzle appear a half mile away.
Or rather, don't appear.
They should appear. They're right there. Their tokens are on
They're
the map.
visible.
Yes. I marks this. I marks this with the mask that makes them look all like they're robbers. They're ninjas. They're ninja tokens.
going to start the ritual to bring us back. Go swiftly, go silently, make sure you get what you need, and come back, right?
This is officially 1/2 mile into the forest, and about a 1/4 mile from the ring.
From the what?
But you're still about a 1/4 mile from the ring.
Okay. I specifically asked for not this, but okay.
Yeah, we had
might
specifically asked if it would get to the ring.
Oh. I didn't realize that question would be addressed to me, that you would needed to be if it would specifically get you to the ring. Which no, it's a mile to.
Well, teleport again.
This is not a place.
Clearly, it is not. We should also stop talking before somebody hears us.
Very good idea. Jing will start another ritual to jump another half mile. It's gonna take a minute, so.
Reads the boon. Does it also make your stuff invisible?
You mean like gear?
Like if Jing is making a ring of blood on the ground, do they just see like this invisible, like this ring of blood just randomly appearing, or is it hidden by the effect as well?
Well, since it's being done through influence instead of alteration, I think that's the major determining factor. Worst case scenario, she could just... Can't she just extend the invisibility over that?
She could make it an aura, yes. All right, Jing. I think you have enough time to conduct your ritual and give it a shot.
Tiptoe to the plot points.
I'm going to ask, is that the number you were hoping for?
I guess. It's not hard to say. I mean,
For teleportation, that lets you invoke up to a rank 9 there, so...
Oh,
Yeah, true.
It lets him get whatever rank he needs.
Okay, I completely forgot about the Hail Marys. I could have just done this by rolling one in the first place. I didn't even need to do the ritual. Anyway.
All right, so you zap away. Just as you see a green man emerge from that burrow right there.
I'm so stupid, guys. Help me.
Fuck you!
Do you actually say "fuck you"?
Zip.
So you appear in the glade. The ring hovering over your heads.
Alright. We're here.
You're not looking so good, Jing.
I'll be fine. Just
Like
find
you're
what you...
fading away. Ha ha!
Yes, snap if you believe.
What?
Nothing, it's from an old fairy tale. You must find your lotus, please.
Yup. Looking for Lotus.
There are 5 lotuses here.
Wow.
Where you're standing is actually a stream. And then this little pond here in the center, where you're standing, it's not a deep pond. It only comes up to about your knees. There are 5 lotuses around the edge. I couldn't find a good icon for them. Because what they look like is, well, we've all seen the Black Lotus from Magic the Gathering. This one actually shifts through all 5 colors of mana just softly and slowly. But it also, occasionally, its leaves distort, almost like there's multiple images of it overlaid on top of each other, and as it's gently blown by a breeze or something, they kind of all go in a different direction. It's an effect that makes your eyes twitch to look at.
Picking flowers, picking flowers.
How many do you take?
Do. All of them.
All 5.
Yep, fuck these guys.
All right. I have to make... And I think you have to oppose me.
Oh, okay.
But you're going to have advantage 5 on it, because you're invisible.
What am I rolling?
Hiding check. Hiding check is agility, I believe.
Both of us?
Yep, and you need to get better than a 15 on an advantage 5. Jean's good. Okay. You see the green man emerge from the forest. I held Alt, so he didn't properly align to the grid. And along with him, several screaming fairies move.
I've never heard of that kind of fairy.
So, these fairies are basically all dressed in blackened garb. They have blackened blades. The other ones are a little more interesting because they seem to be carrying some form of cannibalized technology. Basically a cog placed onto some form of filigree device that spins it at rapid speed, like a staff-based circular saw.
Jane sheds a single tear.
For better view. And the green man calls out, "You know that we might not be able to see you, but we can certainly sense your use of magic within our forest, correct?"
Get us out of here, Jake.
On it.
If you don't need the ritual, just how many legend points you got there, bruh?
Okay, since I just figured out I don't need the ritual, it's fair that he figures out he just figures out he doesn't need the ritual. So you actually hear. Wait, what if I just?
And
Wait a
then,
minute, what
above
if I
you,
just-
you feel mana die.
What?
as the ring above you stops.
You got such a good roll too.
My 20 exploded.
Damn, that is a good roll. Fuck. That might be good enough that you get it regardless, just by the virtue of Planeswalkers being able to pull mana from other places.
I don't know, man. I am dust in the wind here. Do what you want.
So, yeah, on that roll, I'll give it to you.
Mana dies. Fizzle appears. She flicks him off, and then Jinx is like, "Fuck it, we're leaving anyway."
Yes, you do feel it. You feel all mana in this area just kind of shut off as the ring shuts off. But Jing manages to pull on mana from his homeworld, complete the ritual, and you both become visible just as you fade away. Fizzle, as you fade away,
Both fingers.
Both of them.
she's not the right size. A giant fae appears from the trees just below and you hear her just simply say, "Wait," as you jump back, and you're back at Aleister Crowley's manor. So, that roll stymied what I had planned.
I'm sorry.
I don't put Hail Marys into my game not expecting to get fucked over. Don't apologize.
So, like, a bolt of lightning about a foot thick strikes the banner, and the lights go crazy for a second, then Jig and Fizzle
And then
kind
they
of
all go
terminate
back to black because the ring is still off.
Oh, forgot about that.
Oh wait, does magic die for all of us too?
Right now, there is no magic in the city. It is a pitch black blackout without that ring.
After they reappear, Jing sort of falls to his knees and has a coughing fit.
I hear somebody take these lotuses. They're not getting them back. I'm gonna go into the forest. Avenge my death.
Who turned off the damn mana? Wait, what?
Josh,
Just
go ahead.
take the lotuses. I'm going to the woods.
You just
I'm gonna
escaped
get
the
them to turn
woods.
the ring back on. Well, I gotta get them to turn the ring back on. Otherwise, everybody dies.
Wait, you'd rather face your past than let everyone die?
Well, my girls are here. Who's gonna take care of them if I'm dead? Or actually, I won't be dead. But who's gonna take care of them on a dead plane? That just doesn't work.
I take back what I almost said. Anyway, you're insane if you think I'm going to let you go there alone.
Well, I mean, I'm the only one they care about. They don't care about you.
Yes, but they're not alone in caring about you. So I'm going.
Aw, Jing.
Yes,
You're an idiot.
I know.
I could not have written that line better if I'd written it in a book.
Well, where's everyone else?
Yes, we might as well ask if they're feeling suicidal as well.
Exactly. So Fizzle goes looking for everyone else, just yelling, "Who wants to go die?"
Josh, when mana got cut, did the Vitisci fall apart, or are they still good because they're already animated?
They are sustained by your spark and your mana, so they're okay. But they
They
just
just
seem.
Jimmy.
I know Jimmy's apparently having migraine problems, so he's going to step out.
Oh shit.
It's okay.
Jimmy.
He'll be all right. So yes, the Vitisci are all right. They seem a little more lethargic, less peppy. Not quite so much waggy dirt doggos as
Sad doggos.
Sad bone doggo.
So are you sure that the fairies turn that ring off? Won't they die too?
Well, yeah. But they're already dying, sort of, kinda, so. Oh, well, I mean, they're losing ground and land, and that's kind of killing them off.
Still, this is going to kill them decidedly faster, don't you think?
They're easy to adapt, so, you know.
What did you do to them? I bet it's a
Good
habit.
forest. Nothing. Adapt,
Nothing.
So, you know. Nothing. It's
They are committing
Fizzle
mass
here
suicide
flicks them
because you
off,
did
and then
nothing.
blackout without that ring.
who's gonna take care of them on a dead plane?
Written it in a book.
Well, where's everyone else?
Yes, we might as well ask if they're feeling suicidal. Jingo's just gonna stare and stare
Exactly.
and stare.
So Fizzle goes looking for everyone else, just yelling, "Who wants to go
I mean, we
die?"
can wait and see if they turn it back on.
Josh, when mana.
So, Sarah, do we want to say that Malgarian and Akviss had been almost starting that conversation then?
Yeah, like, Akviss had opened her mouth to say something when the Vitisci kind of, like, slumped over and were like, eh.
Malgarian, so, and you guys said that they teleported to, like, the lawn outside, or where are they?
Well, mathematically they landed when they started.
So from the front foyer of the manor?
Yeah.
Okay.
They poof right behind Malgarian as he has his hand on the doorknob and Akviss is coming up behind him to say, wait, hold on a second.
Here,
Yes.
we'll say that they were outside. They were outside.
Oh.
I want to do that. So then, after hearing the crack-a-boom of the teleport and whatnot, he can just, like, he closes his eyes, and you can tell he's trying to not be pissed off as he just flat out just throws the door wide open again and looks at the two of them. What did you do?
Got the lotuses?
Followed your plan exactly.
At no point did the plan involve trying to kill everyone in the plane. What did you do?
Yes, but at some point, some clever young fuck.
Alright, everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Fizzle's in charge now.
Is that advisable?
Yes.
No, it's not.
This is my world, or my plane. You listen to me. I'm in charge now. They turned
Answer
off
the
the
question.
ring. They turned off the fucking ring because we took the lotuses.
What are we going to do about that?
I'm going to go back in there and have a little talk with them.
By yourself?
Well, Jing wants to come and die too, and you're all welcome to come if you want to.
Do you really think death is what is going to happen here?
Probably not, no. But
then,
maybe.
then instead of being exaggeratory, actually say the truth for once, Fizzle.
We're gonna go talk to them.
You really think that they are going to put a sword to the throat of an entire plane just to spite you?
No. Not just me. Technically, I'm not one of the people anymore. So technically, I have just violated the treaties. So they're putting the sword to the throat of the cities because technically, because I'm sort of part of that now, at least according to them. I've just committed an act of war.
And you think that you just got here, which means that you've been gone for less than 2 minutes. You think that they had their hand on the lever the entire time, ready to pull it, just in case they caught whiff of you being there.
Not me specifically.
So they're that ready to just commit mass genocide at the drop of a hat.
I told you they were assholes.
Then they deserve to all die, and we should leave them to it.
My girls live here.
City will die too.
Are they even alive? Are they golems, or are they...
They're elementals. They've just been, unfortunately, altered by what's-his-face in ways that I don't know how just...
It's not like we can leave until they fix it anyway. Let's go. And he's just gonna make sure that his sword is on his hip, and he's just gonna start walking.
One of the Vidusas moves to scramble up onto his shoulders, and the other one crawls up onto Akviss's.
I used to go back to the Lex. And off we go.
Okay.
For the record, they did in fact know we were there, despite being invisible, as some very clever fox suggested would happen.
Jing,
Yes, shut up.
would you like to keep your muzzle in one piece?
Dragons get very angry when they're wrong, don't they? Then again, they get angry when they're right, and angry when they're
At this
half
point,
right,
Malgarian shifts back to his dragon form, and he just flies towards the forest.
Off he goes.
That was funny. Good job, Jing.
He does take the Vidus with him unless it ends up taking the opportunity to jump off as he's shifting.
Nah, it chills.
Okay.
Can I,
Sorry,
can
I ruined
Akviss
your
and the
guys'
other
sexy
one
time
hop
actress.
on? Is there room? Is there time?
I mean, it takes him it functionally takes him an action to shift, and so yes, there would be enough time if she wanted to just pretty much jump. She could probably do it.
She does. She got interrupted. She's grumpy.
Sorry I ruined your sexy time, Akviss.
That is not what this was.
Sure.
So, by the time you reach the edge of the forest, the ring is turned back on. The city lights back up in the distance.
No, maybe they're not as big assholes as I thought. Y'all can go home then. In fact, I can go home then.
The green man, however, is standing at the entrance of the forest.
No, not you.
His arms are folded.
I'm gonna go land in front of him, fold my arms too.
For the record, you're completely right.
Nayazumi.
That's not my name anymore, asshole.
You never gave me a new name.
Yes, I did. I gave everyone my new name.
Now, was that me or one of the other me?
You're all you.
This is true. So,
So,
I guess having a talk with the queen was not as approachable as poaching.
you cut out at the end there, Josh. What'd you say?
I take it having a talk with the queen was not as approachable as poaching.
I guess talking to the queen was not as approachable as poaching. Come on. What, you think I'm stupid? Well, you think I was just gonna walk in and then everything would, just gonna let me just walk in? No, that's not what was gonna happen.
That is what the queen ordered.
Seriously?
Seriously.
No, you're kidding, right? It's a joke.
Not a joke.
Yeah, it is. It's a trap.
The cliques were not happy with her decision, but yes, you would have been allowed to walk in. Then they insisted to go through the test. He looks to your companions behind. The treaty and all.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You would have been allowed in. Yes. They would have had to go through the trial. One of them was the food table. You know how much I love that one. I get to be involved.
Why don't you just... You know what, never mind. It doesn't matter. We're gonna have more problems with the ring?
You mean the shut up?
Yeah.
That was the queen's doing, yes. She thought that it was legitimately a threat. We couldn't see you, nor know you. We just knew that you were using magic to move. So, we removed the magic. How did you manage to teleport without it?
Haha. Huh. That's a secret.
Exhaustingly.
Got it. Planeswalker trick. Got
It's more fun if you just say it's a secret.
He looks past Fizzle, looks at Mulgarian, bows. Good to see you again, Dragon Lord. You look much more resplendent in this form.
Don't talk to him, he's pissed off.
Malgarian's just not. He doesn't even twitch or flinch to Fizzle's comment at this point. He just kind of nods towards the green man and just keeps standing there.
Well, you have what you wanted. I guess now is your decision. You could just walk away, like you did before. Or you could give us what we asked.
Walk. Walk away. That's funny.
The flying is as walking.
Oh no, I mean, like I was basically told to get the fuck out.
By the clicks, yes. You know they can be fickle.
Whatever. All right, what are the options again?
Well, you have what you wanted, and I certainly don't have the forces to take it from you. And by the time that I could push the human authorities of the city to move on you, you'd already be. Am I correct in my assessment of the situation?
Oh yeah, I could be out of here like real fast.
Instantaneously, yes. Planeswalker. Mother is giving me a crash course. Or, your other option, you could make good and simply give us what we asked. Mother just wants to talk.
I mean, y'all know where I live. Oh no, wait,
You
you
know,
don't.
you know we can't enter the city. We're not allowed. The treaty.
All right, fair. Fine. I'm not unreasonable.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh no, I'm not.
Oh, honey, it takes an asshole to know an asshole.
That's fair.
And I suppose we can waive the trials for your friends. We're already in political hot water for turning off the ring. What's another small extrication to have to deal with the mayor over?
Nah. You just tell them. You tell them that it was just a minor interruption because of, I don't know. Someone just bumped it. It got slightly out of alignment. You just pushed it back.
In a world so flush with magic and magical arts, lying is a poor, poor decision. Everyone can detect when you are. We will tell them the truth. We had a poacher. Poacher using powerful magic. We had to defend our territory. They will accept this, and it will be fine, and your name will be left out.
I mean, not like most people even know who I am. So, unless you go to the Lex, they all know me.
I don't know what that place is.
Your loss.
So he steps aside, and the path spreads out into the forest.
All right, guys. It's been nice knowing you. I'll see you in a few.
At that point, Malgarian's just gonna kind of cock an eyebrow at her.
So you were doing this alone then?
Well, you're not allowed in unless you do the thing. You want to do the thing?
Fizzle, I don't believe that you were listening to him. He said that he was going to waive trials.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay. I don't know. He talks a lot.
I, for one, don't mind taking the trial.
Says the guy with the only stats for puzzles. I'll give you the riddles later, Gladius, if you want to try.
Yay!
Alright, whatever. Everyone who wants to go can go.
Who goes?
I'll follow.
Malgarian's gonna go along.
Even if it's by accident, I'm going to learn what happened here.
All right, you head down the path about a mile, that place you were before, where the lotuses were. Give me just a moment to rearrange tokens. There's a lot more of the various clicks around.
Fizzle's back, bitches.
As you guys move through the clearing, you can tell that the small cliques, as they're called, the groups of 3 fairies that all seem to have the same job, they don't seem happy to see you at all. Not happy at all. There are many death glares and a lot of stink eye.
At Fizzle specifically, or at all of us?
At the whole group. And that big fairy is sitting on a small rocky outcrop, the green man sitting beside her. Now that you see them together, there is a resemblance, despite the fact that he's only, Fizzle's height and she's a giant.
For someone so big, she lays such tiny eggs.
I can't remember if anyone ever told Jing that her mom is like literally the fucking queen.
No, she didn't tell anybody that.
I should specify. The only one so far that's referred to her as mother is the green.
Mm-hmm. There's already a
that's
headcanon established here. I'm willing to bet I called it.
Fizzle.
Yes.
Come here a moment.
Yeah.
She sets down her hand so that you can climb up.
Really? Fine, whatever.
I like looking people eye to eye when I speak to them.
Well, I can get up there myself.
You have become something quite wondrous, haven't you?
What? I mean, yes, of course. Duh.
You've seen many places that we haven't.
Oh, that, yeah.
I have to ask, do you really trust us so little?
Yep.
I mean, and she looks about to the assembled cliques that are flittering about. I don't blame you. I don't believe that everyone here was quite fair to you.
I'd like to blame her a little.
Yeah. I'm a little confused as to what's going on here, but alright, yeah.
The past year has given us perspective, you could say.
Oh, really? Do tell.
Let us not hash words here. You aren't healthy, but neither are we. And there is nothing on this plane that can fix either of us. But a year ago, when I felt that you suddenly disappeared, left this plane, it provoked something in me. A tiny little smidgen of hope. We are doomed, but that doesn't mean that you have to.
You're not doomed. You just have to be willing to adapt.
Oh no, Fizzle. I've lived a very long time. We are doomed on Vryn. Without the rings, the plane doesn't have the mana to support creatures like us. And with the rings, we suffer the same fate as you. Every year, more fairies aren't born. Sorry, I should say that differently. Less and less fairies are born. This is not just this forest, this is every forest. This is every click. And every greater fae. The rings are a reprieve for us. Nothing more.
Nah. You just need to learn to adapt.
And I think maybe you'd be the best one to show us that. If you can adapt to traveling out there, maybe you can share something with us.
Uh-huh. Maybe. I mean, I get it now. Fizzle's got power. Suddenly, I'm important again.
Oh, you were always important. What happened to you was a tragedy, and how you were treated after for your decision was a tragedy. And for that, I apologize. I don't believe that my apology will be mirrored in everyone. Again, she looks around the glade. But I never ruled in any way that stated that you didn't all have free will. Just as you are free to go, they are free to be pet. Encroaching extinction, I suppose, does that. But on my behalf, I hope that I can extend my apology.
Alright, I guess. I don't
She
have the
gives-
kind of time I used to have, so grudges, not that big.
She gives a small chuckle, which at her size is actually quite a big chuckle. Flippant as always, I see.
I mean, things got a lot less serious. All of a sudden.
Bullshit.
What? What was
Oh,
that,
that-
Bulgarian?
No, that was just Matt having a problem. I'm sorry. This cinnamon roll just getting to
Okay.
me.
Cinnamon roll? Come on. What happened to bribing the GM with food? Give.
Give please.
You live in a different time zone.
I have raspberry rosé dark chocolate.
You both need to make food catapults and send them to my time zone.
Here, let me go get a napkin and some beer and I'll do the math.
Okay, cool.
How much dynamite do I need, guys?
We're not
Yeah.
making that happen again. That is not a discussion we are having on camera again.
Oh, that was a pretty fun 2 hours.
You shut your mouth. So, back into scene. So, is Fizzle actually just floating face to face with her?
Yep.
Okay. But you have what you need, and I understand why you need it. It's the same time you needed it last time.
I mean, you know, it makes it easier.
I'm sure it does. So what can we do for you?
For me.
You want us to adapt. What can we do for you?
I mean, for me. No, okay, like, you know, the plane's messed up, okay? So, like, you gotta try to adapt. Like, yeah, I know, you know, there's toxins everywhere, but you gotta learn to, like, just give up the fucking forest. I mean, they're everywhere, but, like, shrinking habitat is not helping the problem at all. Make some better treaties. Like, go into the cities. Learn to live like everyone else.
The moment you said give up the forest, every small fairy in the clearing literally gasped, and at least 6 of them.
At least 6 of them cut out.
At least 6 of them fainted.
Something about the constitution of the Fae.
I didn't hear what you said. Something about the constitution of the Fae.
Yep.
Are Fae really known for the Great Constitution?
They just don't have the constitution for this complicated math nonsense. Lovecraft would be proud.
We shall use tonight's events and the inevitable mayoral and entourage to see if the treaty could be renegotiated. More gasping, more fainting.
I mean, I did it. I was fine. I was fine until I, you know, was careless, and you gotta have to be careful. But you have to be careful around the ring too. So
The fairy queen gives out another small chuckle. So 50% less flippin'.
you know, at least 40% less.
Claudia, shut up. I can't do lady voice when I'm laughing. Please shut up.
I love you, Josh.
Sure you do.
I do.
So. Will you come home sometimes, Fizzle?
I'm sure you mean the forest, right?
Wherever we are. She again looks around the clearing and rephrases her words. Wherever I am, you can consider having a.
Maybe.
I would simply enjoy hearing about your adventures and what you've learned from them.
I've learned absolutely nothing.
Apologies for breaking decorum, but I would like to let you know that she is very poorly attempting to bluff you in that regard.
Oh, I know.
I never bluff.
Lying is a poor choice in a plane with such magic.
It's fun.
You must be very good at it, or be
Nope.
using magic yourself.
I'm not good at it, nor am I using magic. I just do it for fun. I have to come back sometimes to check on my girls anyway.
She
Sometimes.
raises both brows in surprise. Have you become a queen on your own?
Yes. Of sorts, I guess.
I would be interested in meeting your clique. Next season, Fizzle's just a 3x3 fucking token because she's become a giant greater fan.
Nice.
We have enough alteration magic in the group. We could do it.
It's a little different.
If that happens, I wonder if wings will still be the same size since they're mechanical.
Isn't your entire motivation that different is good?
This is true. This is very true. They're all elementals.
Oh, very robust. Quite phlegmatic.
Yeah, they're cool.
Take that, Matt.
Fizzle just like, Valkyrian, when did you get so small? No.
Right? I was gonna say, it's kind of novel finally getting to a point in the story where there's like something that's almost the same size as him.
And now it's bigger?
Fine.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a novelty. I'm perfectly okay with this. I approve. Because that means he doesn't have to shapeshift to put out.
Oh. Snap.
Also, Fizzle,
It was almost gross.
you should introduce me to your friends, and if you have time, go say hello to your mother and father.
You mean
If you want to.
I'm just kidding, guys. Wait, they're. I'll think about it. But
Okay.
for butt there is Jing. The big jerk back there. The really big one. The enormous jerk with the giant ass. Bulgarian. The shiny ass lizard there. That's Akviss.
Akviss looks up and closes her mouth.
And those are her babies, Vidus and Vidus.
Viduses? Vidusai.
Vidusai.
Vidus and Vidus, or Vidusai.
Vidusai. Okay.
Can she only recognize us by our butts?
We're also missing Skippy?
Tippy.
The elf, yes.
Right.
We met her.
That one. And
She seems to enjoy this place.
let's see. Amatrine. She's been missing for a while. And what's her face? Who wouldn't let me sleep in her boobs? And let's see, there was also T-Drix. He stayed on his home plane. He was a bigger jerk than Malgarian, but he was nice in the end.
Hello to you all.
Greetings.
Jing will bow very low.
And then there was Arikari. That was fun. And then
Is she discussing her predilections now?
I am.
Yes.
I can shut up if you want.
Fizzle, I don't need to know your bedroom history. Though you're very lucky that we can't produce half Fae.
I mean, if I was gonna go like the full way, like there are a lot of girls at the Lax.
I don't know what that place is.
Maybe if you make a good treaty, you could go.
She raises a finger and then puts it down and thinks for a minute and then raises a finger and then puts it down. And then is silent.
They're gonna need a much bigger public shower.
Just tell them you know me.
I don't think buildings in the city are quite built for someone my size.
They are not.
Besides, even
Pull a Malgarian and get small.
you do know I have to look after the ring, of course.
That's fair.
But I believe that's all of you who have been so polite and quiet. Is there anything we can do for you?
Yes. There are a couple of things, and they are largely to your own interests.
Oh?
Your plane is being actively spied upon in the most benevolent context. There's currently an interplanar conflict of which Fizzle has proved instrumental in assisting with. And over the course of an afternoon, being able to significantly cripple a tyrant's,
Oh, the explosion.
yes, a tyrant's allies were not destroyed, but at the very least temporarily removed from the playing field.
I wish I'd been there to see it.
But removed from the field is worse than destroyed. You can't revive it. It's a magic
Jing.
joke. Jing didn't say that. I did.
I just wanted him to make a comment about, like, what is it like between your ears? But anyway,
Wink?
Well, you see, he's such a scholar that he's actually implanted 3 brains in his...
I've read about this D&D race.
Also, his ears are above his head, so his brain isn't even there. So, yeah.
That's where he made the intangible brain.
Anyway, getting back into character.
There are vampires that have been apparently scoping things out. They are the allies to this entity known as the Lord of the Tower. And they are attempting to hunt down and either enslave or study by dissection Planeswalkers and other magical creatures. This is causing significant instability, worse than Brit normally has. You will likely need to step up your efforts of maintaining the ring, and you will need to keep your ears and eyes open for outside interference. And this information is likely also something that you will need to bring to the table when you go to renegotiate your treaties.
Do you speak of the 5 that had jars with sparks in?
Yes.
Yes, those are stolen sparks from now dead Planeswalkers.
We have met them. They wished for rights to certain crystals underground from our forest. We denied them. They were very rude.
Did they give you any allusion to what these crystals?
To make more jars.
By denied, do you mean exploded them?
We expelled them quite forcefully. The spiders were involved.
Were you able to recover any of the jars?
No.
May we examine these crystals? Because the more that we can understand about the motives and tools of the enemy, the better that we can try and contain this problem before it becomes an absolute cataclysm.
I believed that you would be allowed to, yes.
That would be very appreciated.
My son, the green man, snaps to attention. Take those of them that wish to go to the underground. Oh, and if you do encounter these 5, be very careful. They were quite
They were quite what?
strong.
Were they still alive?
Yes.
Or were they vampires?
They were not vampires. They were of a mixed assortment of races. There was a small child who, though he kept his illusion close, was obviously a dragon. There was a man in a mask and hood who carried a bow. I don't know what he was.
Akviss hisses.
He looked human and smelled human, but he was certainly not human. There was a man who was part cat, a small, unusual creature. I believe the city called them a homunculus? One eye, misshapen form, 3 fingers and 3 toes. But he was different from the homunculus of the city. Smart, intelligent. And finally, there was a blue-skinned man in Veldelka, covered in black tattoos.
We will take that under advisement.
If there's nothing else, I will leave you. I have to attend to the ring.
Thank you for your time and patience.
Thank you for bringing back one of the wayward members of our little community.
I would like to formally apologize for the earlier intrusion. It was insisted rather vehemently that you wouldn't be quite so welcoming.
A year ago, we might not have been.
Fair enough. Just know that it would not have even been taken into consideration if we had not feared for the safety of our friend here.
It would not have been a necessity had we treated our own. Again, looks around the clearing, and at this point, the other cliques and the other little fairies seem a little more shamed and huddle into the branches a little more. Like, oh shit, she just called us out 3 times. We are in deep trouble.
And for those that are able to think critically on their own, it's like we managed to force four planeswalkers to have to break into our place when there's more important shit going on.
Yeah.
Yay. Kink shaming.
But yes, I didn't make a map for the underground, so I'll just describe it. Green Man leads you down a burrow, similar to the one that he was in for the table test. And you go down into the earth quite a ways through a series of switchbacks that sit against a cliff, leading into a deep, deep cut ravine, and then into a cave at the base of this ravine. Inside, you don't need any light at all, for the walls of the place shine with jutting pentagon-shaped crystals that are pretty much immediately recognizable from the heavy glow of mana they give off as mana crystals. Welcome back.
Oh, these crystals.
Yes, the water that flows from the aquifer gets in heavily saturated with mana from the ring.
These were the
When it-
crystals I originally made my glitter out of.
Yes,
Solid crystals of pure mana?
yes. Well, that and various gradations of natural minerals such as salt, and he rattles off like several different things.
Oh, Jing writes every last one from down.
You notice that the most dominant color by far is green. I mean, you are in a forest, of course. But it does come in all 5 colors and mixes of the two.
How similar does this look, like magically speaking, to God damn it, what's her face's wings?
Very similar. Ametrine's wings were not like pure mana crystals like this, but you remember her mentioning them, that this was kind of something in her plane. Her plane grew these naturally all over the place. This is what caused a lot of contention in her plane. Like a lot of poaching happened because people wanted these.
Seems rude to ask, but are you capitalizing on this incredible resource?
The Green Man raises an eyebrow.
He wants to know if you're making mad cash.
Why, no.
Not just money, but
Utilizing the magic here as a focus would let you have a potentially easier time with dealing with the ring and with the material requirements that the city has. This is a significant negotiating tool.
I mean, yes, this is true, but we also use them to feed ourselves. We siphon the magic they radiate.
all right.
As the Queen stated, we are creatures that require a very high amount of mana to exist. This helps.
It's an addiction. It's not a necessity. I did.
I suppose that might be something that is involved in that, what did you call it? Adapt.
Yep, adapting, adapt or die.
Are you?
Question, many-tailed one.
Hmm?
Might these be helpful in that adapting process? Might that allow us to travel further from the ring without negative consequence?
I'm somewhat rusty on my artifice, but these are very nice crystals. Feel like you could certainly build something from them that would ease your worries.
He looks at Fizzle as though looking for approval.
I mean, he's not wrong. Certainly could.
We shall look into it then.
May even be able to upgrade or replace the ring.
He actually laughs quite loudly. The replace the ring. We barely know how it works. No, and none of the cities know quite how they work either. The rings are lost technology.
It's true. No one's been able to figure it out in a long time. Not
We
that
know
there aren't
just
people
enough.
working on it. Just
Oh.
very carefully, because if you mess it up, then no one can fix it. That kind of limits the research you can do.
Green Man nods. Yes. Quite problematic for the humans.
Quite problematic for you. Since it seems it's the tether keeping you stuck here.
And
This is also true. I suppose there is a distance to that concern, considering the Queen will live so long. Perhaps by the time that she reaches the end of her life, a solution will be found.
Regarding these crystals, though, and our issues, it does seem like they were just looking for a mobile power source of dense magic.
I got a look at those jars of theirs. It seemed that they integrated crystals to somehow contain hold it in place. I can only imagine that this is what they want these for.
Reasonable assumption. It does beg the question, where were they getting their crystals before?
Amatrine's people.
That young blue lady that your friend nearly killed me for touching.
The one with the crystalline wings, yes. She said that her people were being hunted.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
And that the person that she was hunting was one who had been slaughtering her people for their wings.
As innately filthy as it is to be a vampire, they certainly don't seem content to stop there.
It wasn't a vampire she was hunting.
Wasn't?
Vampire, non-vampire, they're all very explodable.
This is true. I think we need to try to find Amatrine.
Akviss looks down at Malgarian and raises an eyebrow, or an eye ridge. However scaly she might actually be. I should consider that one. I keep referring to her eyebrows, and it occurs to me that she might not actually have any. But she looks down at Malgarian. A return to Maragonda.
Mariana was the last place that we saw her, but if she is not there, we will have no way to try and track her down. It's been weeks since we last were there. But at the very least, it is a starting point to see if she is still locally kept there.
And perhaps uncover some other answers.
If nothing else, we know that the House Casimir was using that location due to its abundance of portals, it would make sense that other people who are allied with the Lord of the Tower would still be using that place, which will mean that we have to keep our heads down. Greyman, was there anything else that has been... It sounds like, generally speaking, the city leaves you all alone. Yes?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
It seems like the city generally leaves you alone, for the sake of not antagonizing your treaty. Is that about right?
Aye. They. Well. Yes, for the purposes of peace, they leave us alone.
Aside from those 5 that came with the jars, regarding that, I have 2 questions. One is when they left, did it seem like they were using the jars? And 2, within the last couple of years, has there been anyone who has come by to interact or attempt to negotiate with you who you are not familiar with from the city?
To your first question, no, they weren't using the jars. They simply fled back to the city. To your second, not really. I mean, we occasionally get a mage or an artificer or someone of a private interest to come to our city and attempt to negotiate for some form of resource, normally in a small amount, to finish a project of some variety. But no one that isn't from here or that sticks out in my mind.
Alright.
At which point he's gonna probably like just turn to the rest of the group and just like pretty much is there anything else that we need to do while we are here?
Complete some item crafting because I think you only made 3 people's item. 12 days, right? 4 days an item. So
Complete crafting. Fizzle will make her good medicine. And then I don't think there was anything else specifically.
Planeswalkers have been taking place already, you know. Probably let the town guard know what's going on.
Yes.
Run through the town, just warning everybody. Sure. That'll be fun.
The lady at the college asked me to find the task force assigned to this case.
If they're already investigating it then?
Yes, but they have no idea what they're looking for.
Oh, that sounds like we have one other stop to make.
Yeah, we should probably warn somebody though. Somebody important in the city about what's actually going on.
The only way to win a war on multiple fronts is if the other fronts don't know you're having a war. The more people we warn, the more difficult it becomes for them.
Yes.
I think at this point, like, just so we're not, to to steal Marcus's old phrase, we're fucking the scene. So probably
the
at
scene
this
did
point,
not
just
consent.
exactly. So we probably should be like, "Thank you, Green Man. Thank you, Giant Fairy Lady. We'll come by for tea tomorrow." Wink, wink, and then head off.
I mean, you guys are fucking and I'm glorious as usual.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys are fucking and I'm glorious as usual.
Oh, of course.
All right. So, head back to the place. And I think that might be where we wrap it up for the night, because we're at 2 hours, 30 minutes, which is a whole 30 minutes longer than I thought I'd get. And I've ran out of stuff to do, unless the Planeswalkers have something they want to do.
Warn the local authorities. Make crafting rolls.
Okay.
I want to sing several copyrighted songs in character.
I mean, it wouldn't trigger a copyright strike because at that point it's under
parody.
parody.
Yeah. Like, you'll have to go back and listen to last week's session for what I was taught. We shouldn't bring that up on camera, though. I'll explain after session. So, gonna have to find a task force. Do we want to do that next session?
I mean, I'd just as soon hand wave it unless it's going to be pretty involved. We can't really do anything except say, hey, look out for vampires.
Yeah,
That's true.
Really, the only additional input aside from repeating ourselves again is, like, if you're gonna ask to make a persuasion roll or something for the truth.
Also, Matt, what you just posted, yeah, if you took out the middle bit of the crystal, and replaced that with just a glass jar, that's almost exactly what the, and add some dials on the top, that's almost exactly what the jars look like.
Cool. So they are from Cyrodiil.
Just your face.
We have a target. Fizzle. Nuke it from the plains.
Wait.
say
I
nuke
know
it
how
from
much
orbit.
dynamite we need.
Oh god, Todd Howard did it again. We ended up playing Skyrim.
All right, everyone, I'm going to play some outro music. Say goodnight.
Say goodnight.
Everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Boom.